Another BPM shooting star coming in at number 7 on my fantasy playlist, February 13, 2022. It's like Little Richard once sang back in 1956, keep a knocking, but you can't come in. But this song's knocking on the top 5. It'll probably enter the top 5 too. The Motto by Tiesto and Ava Max on this fantasy playlist only went up to number 42 here in the States. On Billboard's Hot 100, on Billboard's Hot 100, it was a huge dance hit, but just was not played enough on the radio. Still too much resistance on American FM radio, and to some extent on the pop satellite stations. Resistance to playing some of this good BPMs, this dance music. I'm okay. I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but let's talk about this record. I want to talk about Tiesto. He's been around for years. He's not well known to the general public. To the casual listeners, they're thinking, who the hell is Tiesto? Tiesto put out his first single back in the 90s, I think back in 1994, but it wasn't until about 2001 that things started to gin up for him. The first song I remember by Tiesto was a song he did with Christian Burns back in 2007, fell in love with it, called In the Dark. Debuted the song at number 50 on my fantasy playlist at the time, jumped it up to 25, and on the date of September the 9th, 2007, got it up to number 6 on my fantasy playlist. This is 2007, Tiesto at number 6. Peaked it out at number 6, Rihanna at number 1, and got Kate Nash at number 5. She was a popular British singer, by the way, back in the mid-2000s. She had some great songs out back during that era, but she never gained any traction here in the States. This was back when I was listening to the Countdown on BBC Radio 1. I think I'll give a quick shout out to her because she did come out with some really nifty records during that era. This was at the same time when Adele was putting out her first singles, her album 2006, 2007. Lily Allen was coming out, and also, what's her name? Amy Winehouse. Yeah, she was popular too during this era, like Kate Nash, but put Kate Nash on my fantasy playlist. But let's get back to Tiesto with In the Dark. And since then, he's come out with some BPM bangers, man. Red Light. Jackie Chan was pretty good. Came out with a business earlier, not early this year, but in 2021. Wasted. Yes, Wasted 2014. Featuring the powerful vocals of Matthew Coma. He was this guy could sing. He was a fantastic vocalist. He really beefed up that record by Tiesto, Wasted in 2014. He also sang on Hardwell's Dare You back in 2014, 2015. Boy, he just had an anthem voice, big voice, yes. But getting off track again, this record, the motto, sonorous bass line, packaged with a sonorous bass line, with one heck of a hook, a doozy of a hook on this record. It's a top 40 hook. Now, how much more commercial can you get than this? And Ava Max, she approaches this song with confidence, with attitude. She lends an illusion of spontaneity to this record. That's what she's just really coy on this record too. It's almost like she's holding a bottle of champagne at a party, a toast, and she comes up, and it's almost as if she's just coming up with these lyrics from the top of her head. Seemingly at random, a stream of consciousness, and yet they all come together at the end. Let me read you a few of the lines at the beginning of this record. The rhythm scheme of this record is spot on. That is part of the hook of this record. It is it's a classic earworm. This is a classic earworm verse. I can't say it's late Friday night. As a matter of fact, actually it's Saturday morning now. It's past midnight. So welcome to the Midnight Show with Dean Kirk. We'll do it like a radio show. But quote unquote, let me read you just a line right here. Quote, that's the motto. Drop a few bills and pop a few champagne bottles. Throwing that money like you just won the lotto. Just spot on right there, that record. Now, here's how Ava Max got into this record. The song actually started with a woman named Claudia Let me make sure I got her pronunciation, to get this pronunciation right. Claudia Valentina. She wrote the record. She demoed it. She did it. She was the original. She did the original version, but she did not put out the demo. It was not released. But the song was leaked online. It was leaked. Now, her version, from what I understand or from what I've read, it's got more, well, I guess it has more cuss words in it. And Tiesto, he heard the song, he took the song, he reworked it, and he did his own take on it. He debuted it at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway when he did a concert there, and that was back in the fall of 2021. Somehow along the way, he introduced the song to Ava Max. And Ava Max, she fell in love with the record. This is mine. This is a feel-good, it's a I can't sleep record, let's party all night. It's empowering, and I want to sing on this record. I want to do this. And boy, she really does bang it up on this record. She's a good singer. And she came out with some good records too. Did I mention the record she came out with? You probably remember Sweet But Psycho back in 2018. Kings and Queens in 2020. And she's on this song with Tiesto at number 7 on my fancy playlist. And just looking, I've got to give credit to a couple other people I ran across who worked on this record as well. Pablo Bowman and Sarah Blanchard also worked on this record. They're part of a production collective called The Six, and they've also worked on some BPM records as well, and they worked on this song. But she is clearly, this is a state of rapture. This whole record is a state of rapture. And it is at number 7 on my fancy playlist, February 13th, 2022. It is Tiesto. He's over 50 years old now. Can you believe it? He's been in this business for years. He is a marquee name in the BPM field. The EDM territory, he's a marquee name. Even though he may not be that well known to the general public. But here we are at number 7 on my fancy playlist, February 13th, 2022. Tiesto and Ava Max with The Motto.